channel. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Rachel, and we're the Stitch Sisters. And today we are bringing you a pattern review.
Woohoo!
We know it's been a little while. We've been very busy sewing our summer dresses, so we've got lots and lots of other pattern reviews coming to you.
We have.
But today we are bringing you two pattern reviews.
Yes.
We're going to be releasing them separately, but the outfits that we've created involve two patterns.
Yes, so you'll get one today and one next week.
That's right. So one of them is the Adrienne Blouse, you know, the iconic blouse by Friday Pattern Company with these lovely big voluminous sleeves. And the other one is the La Boheme skirt by Vanessa Pouzet. We'll give you a little sneak peek. I went in too. And more importantly, we had great fun taking pictures today. And we may have had some props, including musical instruments. So you can look forward to seeing those pictures.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, although it's very, very hot
Yes.
today, and yeah, we've just had to come back and waft ourselves
For a
quite a
little
bit.
bit,
Yes, exactly. Now you're gonna have to excuse me if I'm very clanky during this one because I've got all the bangles on,
I got someone
and
as
every time I move, it does that.
I love them all, though. I love all the colours.
Yes,
It's great.
I just went for as many colours as I could possibly get.
Excellent. So we're going to start with the skirt. We're going to start with the La Boheme skirt by Vanessa Pouzet.
Yes.
And this is an online pattern.
It's PDF, yeah.
PDF, and it is in French because the lovely Vanessa is French.
Yes.
So she has done all the instructions and everything is just as it normally is, except all the wording and everything is in French. And the measurements are in centimetres.
That's right.
So,
the French work in metric on their sewing patterns.
So you've got a little bit of conversion to do,
Possibly,
and that's
yeah.
easy to do. Just on the internet. So Google Translate is what we used, and we just copy and pasted each paragraph where it tells you what to do for the next instruction.
Yes.
Popped it in there, and sometimes you get a slightly weird translation.
You do. We got a couple of steering wheels. Do you remember?
We did.
It was referring to the flounce that goes all around the bottom of the skirt, and it kept referring to it as the steering wheel, which we just thought was hilarious. We just imagine driving our skirts down there.
Hem your steering wheel. Okay, that's a bit weird, but it's really, you can get the general gist of it, and there are images, there are pictures, hand-drawn images.
Yes.
So it will, you will know. And this is a beginner, like
they describe it as a
beginner.
motivated beginner.
Yes.
So they don't mean
Absolute
this is
beginner.
your first project. But they just mean that it is beginner level in terms of difficulty.
Yes.
So you may have a bit more difficulty understanding the pattern if you've not worked with French patterns before, but the actual sewing itself, the difficulty level for that is not hard.
Yes.
The other great thing about it is because it's a wrap skirt, then fitting isn't really an issue as well, because you can just tie it a little bit tighter or looser if your waist and hips aren't in proportion in relation to the pattern.
Yes.
Speaking of hips, it's probably worth pointing out that the size range on this is quite limited. So it's basically 48 is the biggest size. We made a 46. Now a 48, the largest size, is for a hip size of 44, which is only a couple of inches bigger than mine, and then the waist is 33. So if your measurements are bigger than that, then I'm afraid the pattern isn't drafted but for that size. But I do think it would be quite easy to adapt.
Yes.
And if you wanted to adapt it, what I would do is I would work out how much extra you need on the hips or the waist, and then divide that by 4 because you've got 2 side seams, and then add that amount to each side seam, and that way you're not changing the curve at the front, you're not having to mess about with any of the actual shaping on the garment, you're just making a little bit of extra space on each side seam. So let's say you needed to make it for a 48-inch hip, you've got 4 inches to add to your pattern. If you just add 1 inch, and at the side seam they are right angles, so you can literally just get a meter rule and draw an extra inch on there.
Yeah,
that's right. And then you can just sew it together with the same seam allowance, and you will have a skirt that fits you better.
Yes, absolutely.
So the pattern itself is fairly simple in that there are only 2 pieces for the skirt, and then there's your flounce piece,
which is cut as a circle, so it goes around like a snail shell, which is really amazing.
And it's actually referred to as the snail in the pattern, which is brilliant because that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
And if you've ever learned any pattern drafting and you know know how to draft a flounce, then you know that that's a great way to conserve fabric, because you get this continuous round and you get it out of a much smaller area of fabric. You might have to do a little bit of fabric texture. So the pattern said 3.5 meters of fabric for our size, and we had 3.5 meters of fabric, but it was a bit tight, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
And that's because you've got these really unusual pattern pieces. So you need to cut 2 fronts and you need to cut 1 back, and
on
then
the fold.
yes, the back's on the fold, and then you're cutting 2 of these snails, and then the actual ties are just rectangles that they're not pattern pieces, they're rectangles that they give you calculations for in the instructions. So everybody's is the same width, and then the length depends on the size that you're making. So you have to make sure when you're cutting out these giant pattern pieces that you've got enough left to then go and get all of your strips to be able to make your ties. But if it came to it, you could always make your tie in more pieces if you had it.
You could.
If it was a bit tricky fitting it in. I have to apologise for the traffic noise outside. Nikki does live right on a main road. Well,
it's
very close
so
to a
hot
road,
though,
but it's so hot we can't possibly have the windows closed. I'm sure
Sorry.
you wouldn't want us to do that, so apologies for traffic noise. So yeah, once you've actually got the cutting sorted, then the sewing itself is pretty simple, isn't it?
Yeah,
except
it is.
for the fact that you are dealing with quite large pieces.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of like what I call industrial sewing. So there's lots when you're hemming your flounce and when you're attaching your flounce, it's just that kind of sewing that goes on forever.
It does feel like
and you
it,
think, am I not at the end of it yet? And you realise you've just reached the side seam and you've been doing it
You've
for
gone
ages.
halfway or something. Yes,
so
exactly.
Bear that in mind. But it's very, it's simple sewing. It's straight line, it's not straight line sewing, but it's quite simple sewing to do. And we really enjoyed making them, didn't we?
We did, and I think they are quite quick to make. The cutting probably takes as long as the actual sewing.
Yes.
So with regards to fabric, we were very, very kindly given the fabric for our skirts by Minerva Crafts, and we both chose to use some lovely art gallery rayons. So mine is called Tropicana.
And mine is called Swifting Flora.
Swifting Flora Boho.
Swifting Flora Boho.
Sounds like a name that some celebrity would give their child. This is my child, Swifting Flora Boho.
Yes. I want all 3 names named as well, thank you. So, but I absolutely loved it. I loved that sort of raspberry pink and just fell in love with it. Love it at first sight.
And it's a real treat to work with such lovely quality fabrics. As you know, art gallery fabrics are more expensive, but they are definitely gorgeous. They're definitely really great quality. And what you want for a skirt like this is you want something drapey, because it's nice and long. And I mean, you could make it out of, and one of the ones that Vanessa herself made for her promo pictures was a gingham, and that looked great.
Yes.
And you could even use a poly cotton or a cotton lawn or something like that, I think. But other than that, you probably want to stick to more drapey fabrics like viscose, like rayon, possibly crepes as well. Anything that's got a really nice kind of fall to it.
You could get like a soft cotton lawn as well, would be lovely. So if you wanted to stick with cotton, then cotton.
But it also depends on what look you're going for. So the ruffle on ours falls really soft, almost in straight lines. It's not quite as obvious. Whereas if you went for a fabric with slightly more structure, then your ruffle would be a bit more pronounced, because once it's attached, you get a few more ripples and stuff on it. So it'd be a fun thing to play around with different fabrics.
Definitely.
I even think like in a linen, like a viscose linen or something like that would look really, really nice.
Because that's quite an in thing in fashion at the moment, to have more of a crisp ruffle and more of a flounce. So these tiered skirts that you can get that are made of cotton or made of linen, and the tiers stand out almost like the tiers of a cake. They stand out on themselves.
And it's a great pattern to have some fun with. So you could always cut a double ruffle. So you could cut one that's slightly smaller than the other, and then layer them so that you've got 2 different lengths, but that will give you extra body as well, more interest.
And use 2 different fabrics.
That's the first thing that popped into my head, and I've seen it in a few shops, is 2 different polka dots is what I would have liked to have done. A big polka dot print for the skirt, and then a skinny one for the flounce and the ties. I think that would be really fun. But also 2 different colourways. You could buy the same fabric in 2 different colourways, and you could do it that way. So it's a great one for having a little play with that sort of patchwork, sort of pattern clash. Even taking something like a leopard print and then, I don't know, popping a polka dot on it or something floral or something like that would be quite interesting.
And we've really enjoyed wearing them. We wore them out for our little photo shoots, which you'll see the pictures at the end. And like we've mentioned, it's really hot today, but they're really cool to wear. They're so wafty.
They are, and I'm slightly annoyed that we're doing 30 days of dresses at the moment, which means that we're wearing dresses every day. And if I'd have never put this on, I wouldn't feel in any way like I was depriving myself. But now that I have put it on, I want to keep it on all day, and I'm going to need to put my dress on because it's 30 days. Yeah, 30 days of dresses. But I'm going to wear it the whole of August instead.
Yeah, we'll be on holiday. Then it's definitely a good holiday wear.
Oh, it'll be great for that. Yeah. It'll be great. Yes. Yeah. And the other thing that's great about the fabric is that we did manage with some proper fabric Tetris and maybe a little bit of Frankenstein piecing.
Oh yeah.
But we both managed to get Ogden camis out of the scraps.
Yes.
So that we can put them together and have a faux dress. So maybe that's allowed.
Maybe definitely faux dresses are allowed. So you can just have to take your Adrienne Blouse off and put your Ogden cami on.
Maybe. And then, maybe I'll save that for another day. But yes, so it's a really lovely pattern, and there are instructions on the pattern for lengthening or shortening the skirt. So the diagram only shows you how you lengthen or shorten it a little bit, but I think you could use the same principles to lengthen or shorten it considerably. Yes. So if you quite fancied a midi length one, or if you fancied a shorter length one, that would be quite easy to achieve, I think.
The length is fine on me, so I'm 5'10", and it does sit on my true waist. That's where I've attached it because it just looks neater. And I'm not standing on it. You said you're standing a little bit on the back of yours.
A tiny bit, but to be fair, we were walking up a hill, so or down a hill, I can't remember which, but either way, it wasn't flat ground, so that's probably one of the reasons. And we were walking in long grass, so I think that's probably not a fair test. And I love the length of it, so I won't take any off it unless I really need to. I just need to gather my skirts, but I quite like doing that. It always makes me feel like even more of a gypsy. I don't know why. So yeah, I think it's a really versatile pattern that you could have a lot of fun with. As far as the actual instructions, the construction itself, as we said, it is fairly simple. And we'll just give you a brief overview of how we chose to construct it, because we did do a couple of things differently. So the first thing that we did differently is that we actually hemmed our flounces before we attached them to the skirt. That's so much easier than having to deal with all this bulk once the flounce is attached. So what we did is we hemmed the flounce by just overlocking the edge and then turning the overlocked edge under and top stitching it.
You can also do that if you don't have an overlocker. You can simply use a normal stitch, do 1/4 of an inch from the edge, and then that stitch will help you fold your hem in that curve.
Yes, and then you can stitch it again. But also a rolled hem foot would be great if you fancy to go on that. And the great thing about the flounces, there's only one seam in it. Rolled hem feet don't always like seams, but that's just one to contend with, so that would be great. And then we attached it to the skirt. The only other thing that we did differently is that the instructions actually tell you to put buttonholes in the skirt so that you can actually feed your ties through and tie it up. We decided instead that we would actually leave a hole in the side seam on the waistband. So we literally, instead of sewing the full portion of the waistband, we just sewed a small amount, left a hole, sewed the next bit, left a hole on the facing side of it as well. And that meant that we have a hole that goes right through the waistband. Also, even though the back is slightly narrower, so it's not actually on your side seams. But a wrap skirt, it doesn't really matter where you feed it through as long as it's somewhere roughly halfway. So that worked out great.
But you can tie it in different ways depending upon where you want the ruffle as well.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to have it so that it's in the middle at the back. You can tie it anywhere you want, so it doesn't really matter.
It's great to have fun with stuff like that. And I think it's just a really, really versatile skirt. So we've loved making it. We've loved wearing it. And the second the pattern was released,
we fell in love.
I absolutely fell in love. Also, the second I saw this Tropicana art gallery fabric, when they released that a long time ago, I fell in love with that as well. So I'm very happy. My dream skirt has come to life. So I want to say a big thank you to Minerva for the fabric. Thank you guys. And we're going to leave you now with some prancy pictures of us in our flamenco style outfits, and then we'll be coming back in part 2 next week, where we tell you all about the Adrienne Blouse, and we'll have lots more pictures to share then.
So enjoy the prancy pictures. We'll see you next time.
Bye.